Depression, for many, feels like an invisible force that grips your mind, your heart, and your spirit, leaving you questioning everything about yourself and the world around you. For those who have never experienced it, it can be incredibly difficult to understand how something so intangible can be so all-consuming. But depression is real. It's as real as any physical ailment, and it can break you down just as much, if not more, than any physical injury or illness. This is a story about one person, but it could be the story of many others. Meet Sarah. Sarah is a young professional in her late 20s. She has a job she's always dreamed of, a close-knit group of friends, and a supportive family. On paper, everything is perfect. But inside, Sarah is struggling. Every day feels like a battle. She wakes up in the morning feeling like she's already lost the day. It's not just the overwhelming workload. It's the constant, nagging feeling that she's not good enough, that she doesn't deserve the life she's worked so hard to build. She finds herself laying in bed at night, staring at the ceiling, unable to shake the weight of her thoughts. And when she looks around her, everything seems to be moving at a fast pace, while she feels stuck in a world that feels like it's slowly swallowing her whole. Sarah's story is not unique. Many people face stress at work, in their personal lives, or even just in their day-to-day interactions. In Sarah's case, her work environment is highly demanding. There's constant pressure to perform at the highest level, deadlines looming over her head like a shadow that refuses to go away. Her colleagues are always on the go, pushing forward, their energy seemingly unyielding. But Sarah feels like she's falling behind, like she's being left out of the race, and the harder she tries to catch up, the more exhausted she becomes. It's easy to see why Sarah, like many others, feels trapped. Stress from work, relationships, and the never-ending pressure to do more, be more, and achieve more can gradually wear you down. It may start off as small signs of exhaustion and worry, but over time, those signs transform into something much deeper. What Sarah is experiencing is a form of depression. A depression that often comes from a stressful environment. She doesn't feel joy anymore. She feels like she's on autopilot, going through the motions of life, but never really participating in it. What's worse is that she's convinced herself that she's alone in this, that no one will understand what she's going through. And this is where the lie begins. Depression tells you that you are broken, that you're weak, that you're somehow not good enough. But it's all a lie. The truth is that depression is a battle of the mind, and just like any battle, you can fight back and win. It might not happen overnight, but it is possible. You are not the thoughts that tell you that you're not enough. You are not the feelings that try to convince you to give up. You are stronger than depression. There is hope, and there is a way out. The first step in fighting back is acknowledging that depression, especially in a stressful environment, can make us feel trapped, but it doesn't define us. As renowned psychologist Albert Ellis once said, "The art of living is more like wrestling than dancing." Life isn't always smooth and easy, but just like wrestling, we can fight back. We can push against those negative thoughts and feelings, refuse to let them take control, and create our own path forward. But how exactly do you fight back against depression? The first step is understanding that it's not about simply snapping out of it or pretending that everything is fine. Depression, especially brought on by stress, often has deep roots. It's not just about a bad day or a few rough weeks. It can be an ongoing battle that affects your mental and emotional well-being. However, you can regain control by focusing on a few powerful strategies. First, it's important to acknowledge your emotions without judgment. Depression feeds on silence and shame. When you hide your feelings, when you bottle everything up, it becomes harder to confront. You need to allow yourself the grace to feel what you're feeling, whether it's sadness, frustration, or even anger. These feelings are valid, and they are part of being human. By acknowledging them, you take away their power. You give yourself permission to not be okay for a moment, and in doing so, you can begin to heal. Research shows that talking about your depression can help alleviate some of its grip. A study published in the Journal of Clinical Psychology found that individuals who openly discussed their feelings of depression with a trusted friend or therapist experienced a decrease in depressive symptoms. By expressing yourself, you start the process of healing. You allow others to support you, and you open yourself to the possibility of receiving help. Another important factor in fighting depression is breaking the cycle of negative thinking. This is particularly crucial in a stressful environment. When we are overwhelmed, our minds can become clouded with negative thoughts. We start to tell ourselves that we are failing, that we aren't good enough, and that we can't handle the pressure. These thoughts may feel true in the moment, but they are not facts. They are distortions. One powerful way to combat these negative thought patterns is to practice mindfulness. Mindfulness helps you stay present in the moment and reduces the power of negative thoughts. It allows you to acknowledge your emotions without letting them control you. Studies have shown that mindfulness techniques can help reduce symptoms of depression and anxiety by improving emotional regulation and increasing self-awareness. But what about the environment around you? If stress is a major factor contributing to your depression, it's important to assess the stresses in your life. In Sarah's case, her job was a significant trigger. The relentless pressure to perform and meet expectations created an environment that made her feel like she couldn't catch her breath. While it may not be realistic to change everything about your environment, there are ways to manage it better. Setting boundaries is key. If you're constantly overwhelmed by work demands, it's crucial to communicate your limits. Taking regular breaks, setting aside time for self-care, and learning to say no can create a healthier balance in your life. It's also helpful to prioritize activities that bring you joy and relaxation. Whether it's a walk in nature, reading a book, or simply spending time with loved ones, engaging in activities that uplift your mood can counterbalance the heaviness that depression brings. These moments of peace can create a sanctuary where you can recharge and regain perspective. Exercise is another powerful tool in combating depression. Research shows that physical activity can have a significant impact on mental health by increasing the production of endorphins, the body's natural mood elevators. Even a short daily walk or a simple stretching routine can help break the cycle of negative emotions and improve your overall mood. Nutrition is just as important. A poor diet can contribute to feelings of fatigue and irritability, making depression feel even more overwhelming. Eating a balanced diet with plenty of fruits, vegetables, and whole foods can provide your body and mind with the nutrients they need to function at their best. Finally, consider seeking professional help if depression becomes overwhelming. A therapist or counselor can provide you with coping strategies, help you work through the underlying issues contributing to your depression, and offer support in a safe, non-judgmental space. Therapy is not a sign of weakness, but rather a sign of strength, acknowledging that you need help and that you are willing to take steps toward healing. To bring it all together, fighting back against depression in a stressful environment is about taking small, consistent actions every day. It's about breaking the silence and acknowledging your feelings, challenging negative thoughts, and surrounding yourself with support. It's about learning to say no to the pressures around you, embracing self-care, and prioritizing your well-being. Remember, you are not defined by your struggles. You are not alone, and you are stronger than you think. As Winston Churchill once said, "If you're going through hell, keep going." Life may feel difficult at times, but you have the strength to keep going. Every day is a new opportunity to fight back against depression and take control of your life. The power is within you to create a life filled with hope, joy, and fulfillment. Keep fighting, and remember that you are worthy of all the good that life has to offer.